Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be a Cardinal Signs reading, and I forgot to take out the little tags. I guess we don't need them today. So, Cardinal Signs, we have Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. I think those are the signs where something is like, it's sort of like it, well, I was going to say it's sort of like an Aries energy where something is beginning and coming into being. I still don't know that much about the, was it called the qualities, but I feel like by doing the readings in this way, it's going to help me learn more about them. So again, that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The reading that I'm doing for this month is my newer reading that I was calling the Magnificent Seven. And I've got the Mystical Shaman Oracle here. So I did clear and shuffle this already, but I'm going to get it a little bit more here. I had been thinking about getting this reading done for the last 2.5 weeks, really, and I've just been turbo slammed. Been trying to scrape together money for bills, not fully successfully, and also been dealing with health-related stuff. Was already sick, and then I finally got a booster shot, and then it was Shark Week, and then I had like too much like physically demanding stuff that had to be done, so I was pretty wiped out there for a little bit. Nope. Alright, I guess this one is going to be a double down here. 8 days a week. There might be some love messages in there for somebody. Okay, so let me get this, make sure this, I'm going to move the camera. And my light is a little dim because it's gone from sleeting and snowing to being 67 degrees here, and I don't want all the light on me right now. I'm probably gonna have to adjust that again, but let me just try to... Okay. Okay. Alright, so Magnificent 7 for the Cardinal Signs. Okay, so these cards in the ring are the reading, and then this is the binder, wrap-up, advice, whatever card. So I'm going to start on this double. Doesn't really matter where I start. So we have Many Paths, number 34, inverted, and the Ancient Ones, number 1, inverted. So let me hold these up. So I have 1 and 34, but the way that I'm seeing it right now is 1 in 34 as like a percentage. So 1 in every 34 people, blah, 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 blah. I also see Many Paths inverted as reducing down to 1. And it looks like, I mean, it looks like a countdown, but it also looks like a family tree. Right? It all boils down to one individual. Out of every path that the ancestors could have chosen, whether they went left or right or whoever, like each generation down the line had to make an individual choice that led to where you are right now. Usually when these cards are inverted, it means there's some sort of distortion, and they call it medicine and what needs to still happen. I think usually the Ancient Ones card is like ancestors that have traveled and healed and gotten back to a single point of not being trapped in a karmic cycle. I don't want to get too heavy on all the many paths that this point could be, because I want to flip over the other cards, but it's just a couple of initial commentaries there. Ooh, many ones? Ancient paths. Interesting. 35. Okay. Okay, this one. The medicine wheel inverted. Almost every time oh, that is 35. 34 and 1 is 35. Almost every time I get this card, it's inverted. There's this idea of possibly the Kundalini, but we have the 4 directions, right? We're doing navigation. We're dealing with paths again. Don't fold the maps. Hang on, I gotta blow my nose. A little divining dust there. Oh, that's not the shirt I thought it was. Ow! Oh, I just broke my thumbnail too. Okay. I had a not yet dirty shirt on the back of my chair, and I thought it was a different one, but it's actually a better shirt that I need to be more careful with. Okay. The Hummingbird, number 26. I feel like this is like, what's it called when the continents, overlap with the tectonic plates, and the weight causes the land to sink in one spot, and then it'll squish out and rise up in other areas. It's called something static. But there's the idea is equilibrium. Because I see 35 here, and then I see 26, and I see one number going down and the other one going up. But I did notice that the Hummingbird was also on this card. The Hummingbird, in one of these decks, I think it's this one, is about journeys. We're navigating by the moon instead of the sun here. And I just heard I wear my sunglasses at night. That's a song. It's like cloudy during the day, so you have to use navigation by starlight and moonlight at night. So we have the Earth 17. Again, one down and one up, right? So we go 3, 2, 1, contact, and then it goes 4, 5, 6 up the chain. 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the Earth inverted. This is about like stewardship of the Earth, protecting the Earth and stuff like that. It's like smog. The pollution that's blocking the daylight. I'm also getting images of a volcano. There's been earthquakes lately in the Ring of Fire. I think there's at least one in Alaska and a couple in Japan. So here we have magic, 33. So we've got a balance achieved here. We started off with 34. And we're going up and down. But all we really needed to do was subtract the 1. And we would have gotten here. So magic. There's a feminine on this card, so it's giving me a little bit of the High Priestess and the Magician merged together. 33 is thrice 11. It's like 3 times balance. It's like unlocking a safe, right? A padlock. It go click, like turn it till it clicks, and then turn it the other way till it clicks, and then turn it back the original way till it clicks again. Unlocking a safe with a combination lock. And there's this idea of justice and of balance and of universal timing. I see 3 and 3, it's 6. That's this year, 222. So again, there's this background idea that there one of the energy, like fill in the blank things that fits this pattern is a love relationship. It could and again, it can be an ancestral trauma where there's this sort of wandering. I wanted to say wanderlust, but it's not really like I want to. It's like I had to. Like I've been out in the desert for 40 years. So this idea of being lost and separation and not really knowing where to go. Right? I'm on Earth, but I don't feel like I belong here. I've been uprooted. Like, where's my home? And again, like if you feel like your home is another person, that could fit for a love reading, unless there's something super specific, then I'd rather keep it open to other energy flavors. Right? It's like having a puzzle and then painting it a different color. The pieces still fit in the same place, but now instead of like a map of Kansas, it's hearts and arrows. That's how it can... Oh, this one was upright. That's how it can be different outcomes in the same reading. It's not like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to guess until somebody's like, that's my situation. That's not how that works. It's a pattern. 64, The Witness. Okay, so now I'm getting When I'm 64 by the Beatles. And I started with 8 days a week. 8 squared is 64. There's I was going to say there's a cubing. 3, it would indicate a cube, but here there's a squaring. It's like I'm expanding the space. I'm creating... It's like I'm creating depth. I'm becoming higher dimensional. I believe this is the last card in this deck. And I don't really remember what it's supposed to be, but it doesn't matter because this is an interpretive thing right now anyway. Sometimes I feel like I want to read the book if I don't remember what it's supposed to be, but other times I'm just like, I'm just gonna feel what I feel. This is my time here. Okay. I blow my nose again. I think my cold medicine kicked in. So I see third eye here. I see crown activation. This is making me think about what I was talking about. What I was thinking about yesterday and what I was talking to somebody about in the wee hours this morning is this idea of not being swayed by emotional propaganda. Right? People, news, lecturing, books, videos, reality TV, a romantic partner, your parents, your boss, whoever. Anyone who is sort of interacting with you in a way that's like if you came in like apropos to nothing and somebody was screaming in your face, like all the hairs on your back would stand up. But if it comes in at this sort of gradual thing where it's like, okay, well, let's talk about this, and then it escalates into this sort of fever pitch, then you become agitated and you start losing energy, you start losing focus, and you just keep repeating this sort of it's like a tape, like a cassette tape that's warped, so it's all like it sounds all messed up. That's what the distorted energy feels like. And it's like the drama on a reality TV show, right? In the commercials, they show people fighting and screaming and punching each other. And that's what draws people into watching the show. They're like, well, I gotta have this resolved now because I've just been, like, energetically threatened. So you go and watch, like, 10 hours of absolute garbage, and then your whole energy level drops. This is, you know, this is what happens with hype news, with, like, fear porn and anger porn and all this other stuff that's constantly running. The Witness is taking a step back from that. It's absorbing information and seeing what's going on without becoming emotionally involved in it. And it's not to say you can't have, like, an emotional experience from stuff, but to have that completely override your whole system is what can cause you to lose your navigation, right? It's like, it's not that different than having an electrical storm take out your compass, right? Like, it's like going into the Bermuda Triangle, it just starts spinning and you lose direction. This Witness card is about starting to bring that back in, starting to be able to observe and say, like, oh, what an eccentric performance, instead of, oh my god, I'm being threatened. I'll start another segment. Make sure I'm still pretend decently in focus here. Can I get a witness? Okay. So what's the... Oh, we have the rainbow inverted. 41. This is sort of like an alignment of the chakras, but it's also incredible movement here. Whatever this bird is doing, they're kind of at warp speed. This is like a slowdown. It's like the Hanged Man, but instead of spirit... I hate it when people do that. Instead of, like, having the universe or spirit or guides or whatever kind of trap you with one of those, like, stepping on the leaves and getting strung up by your ankle by a trip rope, it's like smacking into a brick wall and then being all Humpty Dumptied. This, it's like, what is the rainbow inverted? It's like narrowing the spectrum. It's reducing the paths from the many into the one. What I see, like, instead of having 34 paths, I've got 4, but I'm still narrowing it down to 1 with chakra alignment. It's like I have to go back into something to bring this spectrum into the darkness, right? I have to bring the rainbow energy into the night because it wasn't there before. It's a magic trick. But also, 41 breaks down to 5, which is a shift or a pivot. And notice that the March full moon in Virgo is a worm moon. The general idea is that the worm has turned. I mean, it's a parakeet or something here, but the form of the bird And the idea of, oh, it's like Nyan Cat. The worm. I got distracted. I also feel like this is in response to the hummingbird. It's like a hummingbird is a vibration, but this bird is multiple vibrations. But again, it's trying to narrow it down to one thing. I'm trying to harmonize. I'm trying to become in tune. I'm trying to be aligned with the universe. I mean, is there a resolution in this? I think it's expressing for the cardinal signs what kind of issue the full moon is bringing into focus, right? Because it keeps saying that we're focusing on one thing in particular. The one thing in particular is not knowing where to go, not knowing my place on earth. What is my life purpose? It's being able to observe without being overly swayed by. It's like learning the magic trick, right? It's the man behind the curtain. You know, I'm not going to be scared of somebody else's performance because I realize that it's just an act. Right? It's like watching horror movies when you're little and and then having to repeat to yourself that it's just a movie, that the people aren't really getting killed. And that's not a commentary on what's going on, because obviously there's people dying every day from natural to nefarious reasons all over the earth. The 4 points of the compass. The thing is, it's maintaining a personal integrity and sort of holding on to your own magic so that you determine which direction your energy gets focused on, instead of having your energy shaken up like a Etch-a-Sketch and losing the image of what you're trying to do on a constant basis. So it's direction, it's navigation, it's calling your energy back to you, and it's being able to look at and take in what's going on around you by sort of putting yourself in a non-playable character mode. Right? You might be the star of your life, but when you're dealing with other people who might want your energy, you don't have to be a major player in their play. You're like, oh, I'm just the narrator for this scene. I don't need to be involved. And that way you maintain the magic, which is the balance between you and your environment, or you and your higher self, or you and the universe, or in case of a love relationship, you and the other person. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to leave that one there. Alright, so that is a reading that I offer that you can get. This particular spread. I'm going to move the camera. Okay. Some fine products down there that my friends make that I'm out of because I am pure. Alright, I'm not going to zoom that in because I think it's actually focused. I'm going to have this up on a slide anyway. So if you want to get a personal reading, you can email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com. The complete list of readings that I offer and how much they cost is going to be in the description box down below, or you can also see it on my WordPress, and there's a playlist to go along with that that has samples of each reading. If you found this helpful or useful or interesting in some way, please consider an energy exchange, donation, tip jar. That's PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. I have social media where you can see my picture version of Card of the Day instead of the video playlists that I had before. I've got coloring books, dark poetry, merch and prints, and actual art items. I've got a coupon code here for Etsy. All of this stuff is linked through my link tree. That's linktr.ee/CATtheMinion. If you go to Etsy from the link tree, this code should pop in at the top. 17% off a purchase of 3 or more items. Some of the prints and actual art items are characters or celebrities, and I'll be donating percentages of profit to charity, and I'm going to up the percentage when I can afford it. So check all that out, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.